Welcome back to another Jay's Call Luck video. Today, we are moving on with another Marvel Legends review. Today, I'm reviewing Nebula from Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at the package. Taking a look at the package, you got a look at Nebula here on the box, and again, it's the plastic-free packaging from 2023. You got Nebula's title up there on top. You got the Legends logo on the very top right there. You got a look at the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 logo down there. Turning this side here, you got a look at Nebula on the side. Turning it back, you got another shot of Nebula and everything she comes with. Turning this side, we got to look at the Build-A-Figure Cosmo and the list of everyone who comes in the wave. And now we're back at the front. Here's a look at the top of the box. So that's that. That's a look at the box. Now let's take a look at her accessories. So starting off with the smallest accessory here, we just get like a gray gun here. There's a little gray pistol. Nothing really else to say about it. Maybe a little bit of paint would have been nice, but that's all you get for this thing, which I will say is probably my favorite weapon out of the gun she has. I'll explain why. Actually, one second. Taking a look at the next weapon here, we got another gray gun. This one, honestly, kind of reminds me of Boba Fett's gun for some reason. I don't know, just the shaping of it. Now, this portion would be a little bit too thick for it, but just the way the handle is down here and this piece, it just, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if this reminds you of Boba Fett's blaster or anything. Now, I will say, the one thing about this gun I do not like is that the handlebar is really thick for her to hold. You can't really get her to hold that, which is really disappointing. That's why I like the smaller gun out of these two items, but the next item we'll take a look at is actually pretty cool because there's a feature I just learned before recording this video that I did not know before that. But like I said, giant gun, can't hold, just gray paint, cool design, we'll say that. I know, I forgot who I reviewed recently, but one of the characters' guns I thought was really cool, but again, you just can't get her to hold it. Anyway, that's enough of this accessory right here. Taking a look at the final one here, we got this blade piece, which can port into her hand. I guess arm, technically. So, I really like that. It looked really cool. I forgot what, maybe it's on both sides, maybe one, but you do have a little orange stripe going down the middle. One of these sides, maybe both, and then the rest is paint gray. But then you have this piece right here that can port into the arm, which again, really like. For the longest time, I thought it was just a very weird blade with a very short handlebar. I mean, she was able to hold it like this, but like I said, just recently, before we start recording, learned you could port this in, so that's a really cool feature that I did not know I really like. So we'll see what she looks like later on in the video with this port in. Anyway, that's a look at all the accessories she comes with. Let's now take a look at Nebula. Taking a look at Nebula's head sculpt, of course, for her, she has a bit more of a unique head sculpt. You have blue paint for her face and everything. Got a little purple stripe going down the middle on her face, I believe. And then on the side here, you got the silver paint for the cybernetics, I believe, that were implanted into her. So yeah, of course, she's like half robot. You do have the silver arm right here, and again, cybernetics, so really like that. I think it's a little bit shinier than your normal gray. Yeah, let's look at that. Taking a look at the rest of the body. The rest should be the same, essentially like the other Guardians. Taking a look at the rest of the body. Now, this is a female body, so it's going to be a little bit different, I guess, proportions-wise, but the design is essentially the same thing. So starting with the torso here, again, you do have the blue for the base of the suit they all wear. You got the red line detailing throughout it, and you got a little bit of red on the upper portion of the thighs. You got a little black belt with a silver buckle for her. And taking a look at this arm, I pull the arm upwards like this. You do have a look at the little red shoulder area up here, and a little bit of red, I believe, the upper portion of the arm, and then the rest of the arm is blue, and then black fingerless gloves. Of course, the cybernetic arm does not get the black glove, but just look at that again. And then taking a look at the back, again, like all the other Guardians, there's not really any paint detail on the back of these torsos. You just got a little red trim on the upper portion of the shoulder right here by the arms. So you have that. And then taking a look at the rest of her body. Again, we were talking about the red little line detailing on the upper portion of the thighs. You got the blue for the pants. And then, yeah, black boots. So that's a look at that. Again, very similar, just a different body sculpt for Mantis. We'll take a look at, I guess, or not Mantis, for Nebula. We'll take a look at Mantis in our next video, I believe. But one thing I will say while I'm just holding it right here, I wish you're able to like store her weapons, at least a pistol or something, on her. There's nowhere to store them, so you just have to put them in a bag or off to the side. So that's kind of disappointing. Don't like that, but I think the feature with the blade right here is really cool, so that may help her in the ranking. Anyway, that's a look at Nebula. Let's now take a look at her articulation. Taking a look at articulation, you can turn the head around 360 degrees. I will say she has a lot better, at least movement when it comes to the head compared to Drax. You're able to look up that far, so that's pretty good right there. You're able to look down that far, so pretty good. And then there's really no side to side. I mean, you got a little bit, but not a lot, so she is lacking on that. But at least you're able to move up and down compared to Drax. So moving on to the arm articulation, you can turn your arm around 360 degrees like so, pull it out like that, bend the elbow, twist at the hand, and there's a little bit of wrist articulation in the hand joint right there. You're able then to do the same here with this arm, turn around 360 degrees, bend the arm, twist at the hand, and again, more of that wrist articulation right there. And then you're able to twist at the body. She's able to bend that far down, so not a lot, and bend that far back, so again, not a lot. You do have side-to-side motion for the waist, so I do like that. You're able to kick up that far, bend the knee in like so, which goes in quite a lot. Kind of surprised me there. You're able to bend the foot down like so. You can bend it up that far and go side to side. And for this leg, it should be the same. Kick up that far, bend at that knee like so. That knee seems like it doesn't go in. This knee goes a lot further, so now I'm thinking about it. Maybe it's not supposed to do that, but oh, never mind. The other knee can, just have to push a bit further. So yeah, the knees bend down quite a bit, I'll say that. You can bend the foot down like so, bend it up, and go side to side. And then she can do splits like so. So let's look at Nebula's articulation. Let me get her a pose. In fact, real quick, before we take a look at a pose, we'll pop the hand joint out there, and we'll pour to this blade in. You do gotta push quite hard when putting this in. It's kind of hard to do this, but it's able to go in like so. There we go, her little snap, and I think that's pretty cool. Again, did not realize she can do this until just right before recording, so really happy that she's able to do this. It does help her a bit, because again, you can't really hold the other weapons that well, and I think this is a pretty cool feature for her. Anyway, let me get her pose and take a look at my final thoughts. Well, everyone, that's my review of Nebula from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Overall, it's one that kind of impressed me a bit more. Again, I'm really curious to see where she'll land in my ranking for this wave. I will say the little blade you're able to pour into the arm, the robotic arm, is really cool. It helped her a bit because, I don't know, just I think the hand they have for her to hold her weapons isn't that good. I mean, you hold the small one pretty well, I guess. It's a little loose, but the big one, you basically cannot hold that, in my opinion. I've tried a few times and it just doesn't go in. So, but maybe I'm just not that good at putting the weapons in hands like that. Anyway, that's my review for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below what you thought of Nebula. Keep an eye out for other videos from this wave coming to the channel here soon. I hope you all have a good rest of your day and take care.